Going to be turning Angel's Flight into a Starbucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to La La Land. And thank you, everybody, for being here on this incredible and special day for Los Angeles. Now, pretend for a moment that it's not March of 2017, but that it's 1901. This is the center of the city. The west side is what will become MacArthur Park. The east side is just where the Arts District is. The beginning of the Pueblo is a few footsteps to the north, and the city has yet to be the grand metropolis that we know it to have become. Back then in 1901, for just a penny a ride, Sinai and all of it, the two cars on the world's shortest railway, opened for business. They helped millions of people in the coming years as this city grew around them to be able to get up one of the toughest hills in the geography of Los Angeles. People think of LA as a flat place, but those early settlers here downtown knew that the geography was quite high and low. And they wanted to get down to a great market down here. They wanted to do their shopping. And they lived in the glorious homes that were up on Bunker Hill. The Victorian mansions that were there, the hopes and the dreams of the people that came. Year after year, we saw this city grow. And one thing remained. Angel's Flight was here. And it became an icon for the city, joining the 6th Street Bridge, the Hollywood sign, as landmarks that are immortalized, not just in photographs of that time, but in that creative industry that defined who we are, Hollywood, year after year, movie after movie. Fortunately for most of my life, these dusty cars have perched motionless, halfway up the tracks. We saw that past glory change into trash that was accumulated under railway supports, graffiti that appeared on the sides of its doors. And after accidents, persistent safety issues, Angel's Flight moved from our reality into our dreams and our memories. But as anyone who has seen La La Land can tell you, dreams do still come true here in Los Angeles. I don't know about you, but when I saw Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling cruising up Bunker Hill, and there was a curious and familiar looking ticket guy up at the top of that. Where's John? Is he around? See that guy there? See that movie star over there in a bow tie? I was like, I don't know, I guess he still has the key because somehow he got them in there. We felt again that sense of romance, and I was ready to join them. And soon we will all be able to once again when we reopen Angel's Flight later this year here in Los Angeles. Downtown's finest, my dear friend, Councilmember Jose Huizar and I are proud to announce that the historic Angel's Flight Railway will be reopening for service in Los Angeles. And you can join me in climbing aboard this Labor Day. The California Public Utilities Commission has certified a plan that will operate Angel's Flight by the highest standards for safety, rebuilding a reliable, sustainable service for Angelenos and visitors alike for at least the next 30 years. The funicular will be upgraded, reconditioned, and modernized to keep people safe and to keep them on the move. And at a moment when downtown is experiencing this resurgence, the timing couldn't be better. When thousands of Angelenos signed a letter to me testifying on behalf of the beloved railway, I heard you. And so did the folks who came together in a first-of-its-kind public-private partnership between the Angel's Flight Railway, the ACS Infrastructure Development, and Sener Engineering and Systems. And while I can't promise the same prices that folks were paying in 1901, I can say that MTA will be giving a 50% discount on fares for all Metro tap card holders, which is a pretty good deal and another reason to get yourself a tap card if you don't have one already. Standing with me here today are the team that made this possible. As I mentioned, first and foremost, Jose Huizar, who's done an extraordinary job on the streets of Los Angeles, reviving that history from Broadway to here and throughout his district. Let's give him another round of applause and thank him for revitalizing our historic downtown core. Adele Yellen and Hal Bastian for their incredible work, and as well as John Wellborn for his years of service. Their dedication to this iconic landmark has made a huge difference. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Nuria Haltewanger as well is here representing ACS, and Angel Ares of Sener is here too. They are the private part of the public-private partnership, and they have made this day possible. And I just want to say personally how grateful the City of Angels is to two of you, angels who have spread your wings today to be a part of this. Give them a round of applause as well. And last, but certainly not least, Jeff Urema, and a man who was tireless about this vision in my office, Borja Leon, who were the brains behind this plan and agreement to make this day a reality, who said, Mayor, I'm confident we can get this done. They usually work behind the scenes, but let's give them a round of applause and thank them. Where did Borja go? All right, he's right here. He is finally standing where he should be, right up here with us. So thank you all for making this possible. Let me say a couple words in Spanish as well. Buenos días a todos. Angeles Flight es un tesoro histórico, uno de los últimos íconos de Los Ángeles en la era victoriana, y tiene un lugar muy especial en los corazones de los angelinos. Pero la mayoría de mi vida estos carros han estado inmóviles y recolectando polvo en estas vías. Después de los accidentes y los problemas con la seguridad, este funiicular solo se ha movido en nuestras memorias y en nuestros sueños. Pero en Los Ángeles nosotros sabemos que los sueños se hacen realidad. Hoy estoy orgulloso de anunciar que el funiicular histórico Angels Flight reabrirá al final del verano, antes de Labor Day. La semana pasada la Comisión de Servicios Públicos de California aprobó un plan que permitirá que Angels Flight opere con los estándares más altos de seguridad. El acuerdo firmado por la fundación de Angels Flight, ACS y Sener proveerá servicio por los próximos 30 años. Mientras el precio no será el mismo que Angelenos pagaron a la vuelta del siglo, Metro proveerá un descuento de 50% para todos aquellos que tengan una tarjeta TAP. Gracias a este equipo por su visión, gracias a esta ciudad. Este es un gran día por esta ciudad y por la historia de Los Ángeles. Y espero que visitan ya que Angels Flight esté abierto. And with that, let me toss it over to the council member who helped make this happen, who has been making sure that this downtown rivals any in this country and maybe in this world, the one, the only, Jose Huizar.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Muchísimas gracias. And it is truly a historic day for the city of Los Angeles, for downtown, and for preserving the great history that we have in this great city of angels. And to hear that Angels Flight will once again be taking flight is the stuff that dreams are made of. But dreams without effort are just all that, just dreams. And we need to all give a big thank you to the mayor and his team for their efforts in thinking outside the box and bringing in a public-private partnership that will help make this possible. Let's give it up again for the mayor and his team, Borja and everyone at Metro. Thank you so much. And to our new partners, and certainly this being one of the first in the city of Los Angeles where we do a public-private partnership, it really gives us an example, a blueprint on how we can continue to move forward and move forward some of our most difficult projects. And here at Angels Flight, we all know some of the difficulty we've had in get this running, but this is very, very good news. I also want to thank the Angels Flight Railway Foundation's Idel Yellen and Hal Bastian and the entire board for their efforts. It has been a difficult journey and the burden has been great on them. But this agreement really represents the light at the end of the tunnel, and it has been needed for this project for some time. With this agreement, we are getting everything we need: safety enhancements and the financial support to make Angels Flight viable and sustainable. And as the mayor said, it couldn't come at a better time. Downtown Los Angeles is a dynamic and growing community here and one that we've always wanted for a very long time. 10 short years ago, we only had about 10,000 people who lived here. Today, that's about 55,000 and growing. And 7 years before this agreement ends, in 2040, it's projected that we're going to have 125,000 more people living in downtown Los Angeles. That's only people living here. That's not counting the people who will be visiting and working in this great center city. So I want to thank everyone who made this possible. This, in fact, as I mentioned, is a blueprint on how we can move forward. And while today we are celebrating a beloved turn of the century rail line in Angel's Flight, very soon we will be celebrating the return of another beloved Los Angeles railway, the downtown LA streetcar that we hope to use. Let's give that a round of applause. Thank you. Riders from Angel's Flight will be able to hop on the streetcar on Hill Street in front of Grand Central Market, right, Adele? And utilize the service as a last mile connection here in downtown Los Angeles. And we could very well utilize a similar public-private partnership model as one that was employed here to get Angel's Flight going. But I'm getting ahead of myself, one historic victory at a time. There's been a lot of interest in this, and for the team and the mayor's office and everyone who put this together, it's great to see that we are thinking creatively about not only how to move to the future, but preserve our historic assets. And that's what this is about. Thank you so much. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you so much, Council Member. And Adele Yellen has kept us on track as an advocate for downtown LA, as a chair of the Angels Flight Foundation, and also for the work that she's done across the street in the Grand Central Market. She is truly an LA angel. So please, with that, come on through. Sorry, folks, come through. Don't worry. Feel free to go through. It's just welcome. Thank you very much, and don't forget to vote March 7th. Yes, whoever you vote for. Thank you. I feel like this is the Academy Awards when the tour bus came through. You know, really.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's the Angeles Flight.
We're wondering if it was staged or not.
No, it's not. Just get the envelope right at the end. That's all I ask. I'm gonna say. So, with that, I'd like to ask Adele Yellen to come forward. Please give her a round of applause. Adele.
Perfect timing. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adele Yellen. I'm chairman of the board of the nonprofit Angels Flight Railway Foundation. I'm pleased to be joined today by Hal Bastian, president of the foundation. Niall Leslie, who is secretary and treasurer of the foundation, couldn't be here, but he would love to be. We at Angels Flight Railway Foundation want to thank all the people who brought us to this grand moment. The first person I'd like to express our gratitude to is Mayor Eric Garcetti, plus his talented staff, including Borja Leon, for facilitating this deal among ACS, Sener, and the foundation. It was a very creative way to do things. A special thank you goes to Jeffrey Yarima from the Nosman Law Firm. Thank you. And to Charles Schumacher from Schumacher Mallory, both of whom admirably represented the foundation in the negotiation. Really, thank you. It wasn't easy. Appreciation must be given also, without doubt, to John Wellborn, who for decades has been the steward and repository of all information regarding Angels Flight. Thank you, John. In a similar spirit, I'd like to acknowledge past Angels Flight board members. Sadly, Dennis Luna, the original chairman of our board, died just 2 months ago. But the very living Brenda Levin, Robin Kramer, Michael Alexander, and our former attorney Mark Lay all forged a tremendous commitment to Angels Flight and the Southern California community, and they certainly helped make today possible. Of course, our thanks also go to the regulators of the California PUC, who have diligently worked to oversee the safe reopening of Angels Flight. Plus to Metro for its continuing support, and a special thank you to ACS and Sener, who will bring Angeles Flight Railway back into public use safely and serving our community for decades to come. Angeles Flight Railway has been closed since September 2013. While we were out of operation, the foundation incurred expenses of nearly $6,000 a month. A lot of that, just insurance. I would like to offer thanks to the many, many people, companies, and foundations besides ACS and Sener that help keep us afloat as we look for a solution, including AECOM, Beacon Properties, they own Cal Plaza 1, CIM Group, owners of Cal Plaza 2, Omni Hotel, and the Downtown Center Business Improvement District, which has maintained the grounds while Angel's Flight was out of service. The author of the novel Angel's Flight, Michael Connolly, who has been very generous to the foundation over the many years. Michael Fleming, thoughtful executive director of the David Bonnet Foundation, and Wendy Guerin from the Ralph M. Parsons Foundation. We could not have done it without their help. I would like to single out Kim Cooper and Richard Shave, who are there, from Esotour Tours, who maintain the Angel's Flight website and have helped in fundraising and, more importantly, keeping the little railway in the minds of the public and our key elected officials. Thank you. Also, we're thankful to such important allies and donors as Harry Chandler, a neighbor, and the owners of La Cita, another neighbor, plus all the individuals, and we can't thank these individuals enough, who gave us $5, $10, $500, and more sometimes to keep us going while we work to get Angel's Flight back in public service. Obviously, there are too many other people to thank, and for all we've missed, I'm very sorry, but finally, yeah, we do. But finally, thanks go to the public for your patience. It was really incredible while we worked to find a solution to reopen Angel's Flight. Our journey has been long and fraught, and we're delighted that we're finally making this announcement today. Thank you, everyone, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Adele. The longest journey to the shortest ride ever. All right. So now please welcome the ACS CEO, Maria Haltewanger. Thank you again for all the work that you have done to make this possible. Give Nuria a round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Bienvenidas a todos. I'd like to first thank Mayor Garcetti, Councilmember Director of Transportation Leon, helped facilitate all of this. Those individuals involved from LA Metro, and the very, very, very dedicated board members of the Angel's Flight Railway Foundation, and other distinguished guests and friends of Angel's Flight who are here today. This is definitely a great day and a wonderful event. As was said, my name is Nuria Haltewanger. I am the CEO for ACS Infrastructure in North America. And on behalf of myself, ACS Group, as well as our construction company, Dragados USA, who will be helping with the construction here, and our partner, Sener Engineering, I am thrilled to be here today representing the new Angel's Flight Development Company. We at ACS, together with our project partners, Sener Engineering and Dragados USA, and as well the help with Aon for insurance purposes, have worked hand in hand with the Angel's Flight Railway Foundation to sign an agreement for the reconditioning and long-term operation and maintenance of Angel's Flight to ensure the recommencement of operations to the public with a focus on both safety and preservation of this historic asset. We are honored to be part of this unique public-private partnership, which we hope will be the first of many, with the Foundation, the City of Los Angeles, and LA Metro, that will help ensure the legacy of this iconic treasure will live on for years to come. We're equally honored to be a part of the community of Los Angeles and part of the great ongoing efforts in place from the mayor's office to help continue to move Los Angeles forward. This agreement we celebrate today is building on the past valiant and dedicated efforts of the foundation over the years, as Adele mentioned, and because of those specific individuals that have been mentioned. In particular, I would say again, John Wellborn, Hal Bastian, Adele, and Jeff Urema, who've worked very hard in this, but as well as the community for the donations that were mentioned that the foundation has relied upon to date. These past efforts have set the stage for the next phase of preservation of this important part of Los Angeles history and cultural heritage. As we move forward, we do have some work to do still, so we will be cleaning the site, refreshing the cars, Olivet and Sinai, as well as other project components for the project. We'll be installing several key safety features and improvements and doing ongoing and numerous safety checks over the next few months, working with the public authorities, including the California Public Utility Commission. Safety is first and foremost for us corporately, and I can assure you that we will operate Angel's Flight with the same commitment. At ACS Drogados and Sener, we participate in projects like this around the world, and we're passionate about developing and revitalizing infrastructure. But we do this because we view these projects as a means of connecting communities, and Angel's Flight is a perfect example of this. It's about connecting people. It's not just about connecting people from the bottom to the top of this very steep bunker hill, but it's about connecting Angelenos to their history and of their vibrant city. So hopefully this project will be an opportunity for citizens to relive the memories of the past, and for young dreamers like those that we saw in La La Land to connect and make new memories into the future. So again, we thank you, and we thank all those who've worked so hard to get us to this point, and we look very forward to reopening Angel's Flight very soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. And please welcome the person that made this day possible, representing Nasaman LLC. He's been praised. He was the partner in crime here with Borja Leon, and really, they made possible what we thought was impossible. Please welcome Jeff Urema.
Mayor Garcetti, encantado. Sometimes big things happen in small packages. Sometimes big things come in small packages. Here between Hill Street and the top of Bunker Hill, in the shadow of the Grand Central Market and many other business and cultural landmarks of the city, smack in the middle of what is nothing less than a modern downtown renaissance, you gave us a big challenge. Find a way to take out of mothballs the world's shortest railway and one of the Los Angeles' most enduring icons. Make it safe, put it in surface, and make it permanent. That was a big challenge, and it called for an equally big solution. The concept of a public-private partnership. It's the kind of innovative approach normally used for the biggest and most complicated projects in the world. The model you were using at LAX for the Landside Access Modernization Program. The kind of transaction that Phil Washington and his Office of Extraordinary Innovation are planning to use to accelerate Measure M. The kind of transaction that can be used to solve many other needs in Southern California. Today we're proud to demonstrate how this big thing can succeed on the small stage as well as the grand one. But to be successful at any public-private partnership, the recipe has to have several critical ingredients. Obviously, the kind of leadership that you, Mayor, and Councilman Huizar are bringing to this great city daily. The talented and civic-minded individuals like the Foundation Board who understand how to be standout stewards of community assets. The many incalculable and inestimable contributions of Charlie Shoemaker, our beloved co-counsel. And our world-class private partners, ACS and Sener, that daily around the world accomplish the impossible in order to benefit the public. And the recognition that LA Metro has shown of the role this railway plays in the larger metropolitan mobility. And finally, the work of a remarkable and normally unsung hero, your Director of Transportation, Borja Leon, who labors behind the scenes to do big things, only the latest of which we stand before. It has been a distinct honor for my law firm Nossaman and for my colleagues and me, including Brian Papernick and Tristan Robinson, to have been of service in guiding Angel's Flight toward the big success we see for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And with that, we'd be happy to answer any questions. So we're saying by Labor Day. By Labor Day. The wood paneling? It's going to be restored. It'll be restored to its original condition, yeah. The next question. Yes. No. They'll be the operators. It'll stay with the foundation. Yeah, it's an agreement for the next 40 years? 30. Sorry, 30 years. But we just doubled it to 60. Do I hear 90? No, 30 years where they will be the operators, correct. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Speaking of dreams coming true
Yes.
in La La Land,
Yes.
I was just wondering if you could talk further about declaring Los Angeles a sanctuary.
Sure, we have been very clear that I think by all counts that this is a city not only provides sanctuary and refuge, but that we are a place that will go further and defend our immigrants. We feel very deeply about this. Jose Huizar is an immigrant himself. I'm the grandson of a dreamer who came over here without documentation and earned his citizenship fighting in this war. People get caught up on, I think, terms more than the words. I mean, the actions. The actions Los Angeles take are the front line of defense of immigrants across this country. Whether it's our Justice Fund, which is $10 million that we've together with the county and foundations put forward to give real legal counsel to individuals who are threatened with deportation. Whether it's the letter just last week where we asked ICE to stop, even though they legally can, but to stop using the term police when they're knocking on people's doors to undermine the trust we've built over decades with the Los Angeles Police Department. Whether it's the days of action that we've been coordinating with cities around the country, joining the amicus briefs and challenges as we just did in the Eastern District of New York, or some of the cards that we've handed out with the Conference of Bishops and Catholic churches and other religious institutions to give people awareness of their rights. I'm proud Los Angeles is probably the leading city when it comes to the defense of immigrants, a step forward even further than that.
Will there still be carve-outs for those who become
The City Council is considering that right now. I know that there was a motion from Councilmember Krikorian. I would prefer to see it targeted towards the folks that we want it to be targeted for. That is what the California Community Foundation, the County of LA, and the Weingart Foundation, who are 3/4 of the fund, have made clear is what they can do. And the city reflects that as well as the state legislation as well. Thank you. I will take that next. I'm sorry, I didn't know it wasn't an Angel's Flight. I just want to see if there's any other Angel Flight, and you'll be the next question. Angel's Flight?
Yeah, I don't know if this is best directed to you or to someone else.
Sure.
How similar will the experience be here when it's finished to what it most recently was? How different will that
Was anybody here in 1901 to compare? I know we got. Anybody want to talk about the experience?
It's going to be the
Here,
same.
come, step up.
Yeah, Hal Bastian, president of the foundation. I didn't expect to speak, but since I have, boy, now you're in trouble. It's going to be the same experience, but it's going to be uber modernized and made as safe by our friends at ACS and Sener, and so we're very, very grateful to everybody for this.
Other Angel's Flight ones? Sorry? Sure. Do any of the engineering side folks want to talk about the safety improvements?
I think the operators
Want to speak to that? Oh, we asked the engineer for the safety improvements. What are the safety? Could you detail some of the safety improvements we're going to make?
Yes, I think the most important thing that we're working a lot with the CPUC in order to get the best safety plan. We get the approval of the safety plan recently. Right now we have to apply the different measures we have to do in order to put in operation the system. Mainly they are probably two things, very important point. One thing is to build a new work site for the emergency, and the other one point maybe is to renovation of the door in the system. Practically, this is the main important thing we have to do, and another details, very important. And this is all. I don't know if you want to ask something.
I think you stated it. the two main sort of features are going to be some repairs to the doors and then as well the building of an emergency walkway. So those are the main safety improvements, as well as some conditioning of the actual system that is used to operate.
Are there any flight questions? Yes.
Really nice of it. Get off Just be open.
Tear down that wall. So we've worked with the successor agency of the CRA. I would love to still see the Hillside Park personally. The successor agency, I voted in City Council for what it's worth for the city to remain the successor agency to the CRA, but that vote didn't go through with a majority, and we'd still be, I think, in greater control. But I know Councilmember Weezar's office, our office, has worked to see they are putting this with other properties up for sale. And I certainly want to see an open space and a green space as part of this. We've got too much across from a subway line, across from the historic tunnels where the red car used to operate. We've talked to LACMA about the potential of doing a public art installation in a park here, but that will be a negotiation with whatever owners pick up the property and how they want to develop it. But I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Thank you. Our office, Council District 14, along with the Mayor's office, will be releasing a request for qualifications to potential developers at an international level. We've released it internationally to potentially purchase this site, but the city will be involved and see what we'd like to see here. One of the most important things is open space, green space. So we will definitely see that in the future.
What was the specific reason it was closed?
The most recent reason, we can detail, we had in 2001, we had fatalities here, but most recently we had operational issues in September of 2013.
Was it derailed?
Yeah, one of the cars came off the track without injuries. Yeah, I will be there riding it myself. That's how confident I am of these engineers. You had a question down here, sir. Yes. I don't think the price has been set yet, right? We know? No, we have not. But we will target, we want this to be affordable, we want this to be incorporated into a larger transit system. This is not just about building the great new lines we will with Measure M, but it's about those small connected pieces. And this is part of that core tissue for us. ACS is headquartered, you're in Miami, right? She's in Miami, but ACS is based.
ACS Group is based out of Madrid, but we have a significant presence here in North America. So we're the largest international contractor globally, and most of over 46% of our revenues come out of North America. So big presence.
So I think bottom line, Spaniards built this down and now they're helping us rebuild it as well. Any other media questions? Members of the media? Okay, let me go. Yes, members of the media? Yeah. Okay, go ahead, because then I promised to report I'd answer a question, but and speak up because it's a little tough to hear.
Use your outside voice.
Will there be a way to transport the bicycle down? Talk to one of the engineers.
That's part of the consideration.
It is part of the consideration. I assume you would like to see one, and I will be a vote for that as well, because we want to make sure, especially with all the public bicycles we have now, so we'll work with them. I don't think it's set today, but absolutely we would like to see that. Crime stuff, I talked about. So at the end of the year, one of the things I pushed is LAPD to release the crime statistics immediately instead of a gap. That was out there, and there was articles that were written. You'd have to ask LAPD about their press conference. I come to that each year. But I've done dozens of interviews, and I would say a couple other things. So for us, we are very clear about the work that happened. The last 2 years when we saw an uptick in crime, LA not being unique in that, 5 of the 10 cities in America that had the largest uptick were in California. We swept into action. We deployed more units in the areas where we had the greatest violence. We worked with USC to map them and found about only 2% of the streets are the ones where there's been an increase in crime. And we tried to put cops where those crimes are being committed. The good news is that we can announce that over the last 7 months, crime has been flat. Beginning of this year, it has decreased. So I think we have come to, in a year that last year, to put it in perspective, was the 8th safest year, I think, out of the last 60 years. But we still live in a safe city relative to the decades of past. But I've talked repeatedly, done many, many interviews, so there's no intention not to. I think we have good news to talk about. I'm happy to do so. We're talking about it right now. Happy to talk about crime as much as you want.
But a dedicated news content on an issue that explores the top issues.
We're going to be doing a crime press conference tomorrow, I believe, Friday as well. And I've been talking to him. No, it's not specifically just on statistics. It's on our overall approach.
Consider it to other people.
Yes. Yeah. Public-private partnerships, how long do you have? We've had, it's funny, in this country we haven't been very good at them. You see them used in Canada, you see them used in Europe all the time. And besides a failed parking meter deal in Chicago, I think that scared a lot of leaders away from public-private partnerships. Primarily, we've only seen toll road deals. Until Denver, we saw going from the Denver downtown area to the Denver airport, public-private partnership that shaved about 7 years and 25% off the costs of doing that. The man who did that is actually the head of the MTA now, Phil Washington, one of the reasons we recruited him. But we've looked very aggressively here. The one thing to add to the list that was mentioned earlier, our convention center, we've opened for the redo of that to a public-private partnership. The airport, we'll have public-private partnerships in, and the Measure M successes now allow us with Measure M, but also any projects for people to come to us and pitch us on ideas they have for solving our traffic woes. So instead of us being the only brain, we've got dozens of brains thinking about our common problems. So I think it was political will in the past, some fear that public-private partnerships, I want to be clear, because the question from the KPCC I know we heard was are we giving up ownership? I believe in public ownership, but the ability for us to accelerate, to share, to give operations, in this case, to a company or a set of companies that can help us, that's a win-win for everyone. Yes. Yes. Yes.
How is your campaign going, and is there a particular reason that you're participating?
I'm a little superstitious about this, but there's an ethics rule that says while we have a city event, I can't speak about political ones, but I'm happy to talk to you. Any other questions? All right. Well, we'll see you by Labor Day, and thank you everybody again for this great and grand historic day. Thanks.
That was great. Wow, fantastic. Hi. Nathan, you know our friend Harry? This is our friend Nathan.
It's really hard because I don't have a graph on it, and I
Pardon me.
doing my best.
Pardon me.
Yeah, come on.
Thank you. It will be the most